Hey, howdy, friends. It's Steve DePoe here with the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. Today, we've got sort of a home buyer's guide for you for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Put this together after talking to a couple of people who are relocating here from other parts of the country. And so we thought it would be kind of a good effort here to provide this to y'all in our blog. So hey, look, why Dallas-Fort Worth? Number one, okay. So Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex offers a lot in terms of economic growth. It's got some excellent real estate opportunities, and it's really a dynamic and growing place. Okay, I mean, we moved here about 25 years ago. And to be honest with you, we didn't look at a lot of those things when we moved here, but we kind of lucked out and found out that the Metroplex here, especially where we moved into, which was Flower Mound and then eventually Denton, was just dynamic and growing and vibrant community. A lot of these things I think I've mentioned in my vlog over the last couple of months, actually. And so you have to research these things, but the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is really a great place. Hey, so I mentioned talking about Denton and Fort Worth and Dallas over the last couple of months. Hey, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/@moving-to-Dallas. You'll have access to all of these past vlogs that we've created, and you'll be able to access those and get that information that we provided in the past. I'm going to reference a couple of things today, as a matter of fact, as well, and so you'll be able to go back and take a look at those and look up those videos on our YouTube channel and get that information. So thank you. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you for doing that. Hey, so you got to understand the market, right? And that's sort of our job when it comes down to it. So the average home price in the Metroplex is about $320,471. Okay, that's higher than a lot of other places in the country, and also lower than a lot of other places in the country. So we're probably just about the medium in terms of the country, in terms of the average home sale. Days on market averages over the last year averaged about 17 days on market. That doesn't include the closing, so that's just before we get a contract. So that's like 2 weeks, right? We add around 150,000 people per year to the DFW Metroplex, people moving here from other places in the country, or other places in the other places in Texas as well. Last year that was 165,000, but we've averaged around 150,000 over about the last 10 or 15 years. And our home prices are holding steady, and they're increasing a little bit. By the end of the year, we're about halfway through the year, right? And we expect by the end of the year home prices to increase about 5%. Now, that's really excellent considering the state of the economy, the interest rates, inflation, and all of that. So considering all those things, I think holding steady or increasing about 5% is probably outstanding compared to a lot of other parts of the country. Hey, set a budget. Setting a budget's really important. I work with a lot of buyers, and I can't tell you how many of them, kind of get to closing and realize they don't have the money for the closing costs, or they don't have the money for, first month's mortgage or something like that, because they dumped it all into the house, right? So what we have to consider is the mortgage, and whether it's affordable to you, and then some of the down payment stuff, including 5, 10, 20% down or more, if that's what your thing is. We have mortgage lenders who can help you figure out what's best for you, right? You have to understand closing costs. You have to understand ongoing expenses like taxes, maybe HOA dues, and maintenance. and that's all going to roll into your budget and what's what's affordable to you. Then choosing the right neighborhood is really important. Okay, so what's the proximity of the neighborhood to your work, to the schools, what's the neighborhood safety like? There's a video that there's a vlog that I did a couple of weeks ago that talked about safety. So hey, it's important to kind of subscribe to our YouTube channel. What's the proximity to amenities like parks and restaurants and shopping areas? Some of these are important to people, and some of these are not. One of the vlogs I did a couple of weeks ago was about travel and transportation, and so we're a highway community around here, although we do have a light rail, but we are a highway community, and not a so some of those things like shopping and restaurants, Rose and I particularly don't really care about, because we'll just jump in the car and go, right? But some of y'all with kids, or some people who maybe go do something specific all the time. I have a friend, for example, very good friend of mine, who's a hockey player, right? Not professional. He plays in different pickup leagues, and he I think he's about an hour from the hockey rink. Okay, well, that's kind of a haul. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, he wishes that he was maybe a little bit closer. But he does have a great house that's paid off, so the chances of him moving are slim to none. But these things are important to keep in mind, and you should talk to your real estate agent about that, so that they can locate you in the best spot. Hey, a few of the premier neighborhoods around. I'm going to say Lantana, Highland Village, Lantana, Flower Mound, and Argyle. Now, right now, when I was prepping for this vlog, Highland Village had 10 luxury homes for sale. Luxury homes like a clip level in terms of price. So that was, I think we were looking at the 750 and above. Lantana had 5. Flower Mound had 89. 98, and then Argyle had 77. Now, just for reference, Lantana and Highland Village are much smaller in terms of size than Flower Mound and Argyle, so that's maybe why they outstripped them there in terms of number of luxury homes. And of course, you have to look for the right agent. Okay. And so just a little sales pitch here. Somebody that knows and lives in the market, has knowledge of the market, has great negotiating skills in terms of pricing, and then handling the paperwork, and can add value to your to your move. The Rose Realty team, for example, has been recognized in numerous publications in DFW, and we're in the top 1%, okay, of real estate agents. We kind of know what we're doing, so we'd be happy to talk to you about your specific situation. So hey, so in conclusion, right, buying a home in a metroplex, in the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, which is growing, is exciting. It's an exciting journey. You need the knowledge and resources so you can make informed decisions. Heck, buying a home is the second biggest financial decision you're ever going to make in your life. The first is having children, okay? But it's the second biggest financial decision in your life, and you have to make an informed decision, okay? You have to stay patient. Right now, we don't have as many listings on the market as we'd like. They happen to be growing, though, okay? Year over year and month over month, that they happen to be growing, so that's a positive sign. But you have to be patient. We'll find you the right house. You have to work with professionals, and you have to be open with your agents or agent in order to let them. You have to tell them what's going on and what the deal is and all of that, so that they can help you out. Okay. Hey, happy house hunting. Welcome to your new home, and welcome to DFW. Hey, next week we're going to kind of kind of follow up with this one and talk about selecting the right community in Texas. We're going to talk about schools. We're going to talk about mainly we're going to talk about schools. We're going to talk about a couple of other things as well, so that y'all, whether you're in the Metroplex or you want to move to a different spot in the Metroplex or come from outside and come inside, we want you to make those right decisions and understand the community in the area. This is Steve. I am with the Wells Realty team. So long.